most of us, it's easy to just live our lives for someday. Someday I'll climb that mountain. Someday I'll get a better job. Someday I'll learn to skydive or roll a kayak. Someday I'm gonna get out there. Someday. Through the course of life, I've learned firsthand that life is unpredictable.
We made it.
And we never know when we'll reach our last day. If we wait for someday to find us, it may never come. And so today is someday for my brother and I. We had been called to the untamed wilderness, and neither of us could have possibly been prepared for what we would experience. Our 20-day journey on the John Muir Trail would take us 215 miles, ending at Mount Whitney. But we didn't come on this adventure just to go to Mount Whitney. And with that, we met on an unassuming Friday morning and boarded a plane heading west. As luck would have it, we met an old friend in San Francisco who invited us to come sail with him for an afternoon in San Francisco Bay. While my brother's second home is on the water, well, I don't handle open water as well, so this is where Joe shined for sure. Okay, well here we are. We made it to California. Yesterday was kind of a whirlwind day. Joe and I left Raleigh, flew 5 hours to San Francisco, went directly from the San Francisco airport to a marina in Alameda. Met up with a childhood buddy that we've known for basically our entire lives, who lives out here. He has a sailboat, and so we went sailing on the San Francisco Bay yesterday. And there's a reason that you generally don't see sailing videos on Side Trail Adventures, because San Francisco Bay has some legit wind. And so my brother, like, he's a kid in a candy store. Like, if you know my brother, like, he is a sailor. Like, he knows how to sail. It's his thing. So he is like happier than pigging something. And so he was having a great time, but I mean, we were leaning like 25 degrees, 30 degrees. And I'm sitting on the bench of the boat looking down at the water. Like, just, so I was outside of my comfort zone. It was still fun, but this morning we stayed in Berkeley last night, and then we were at the beautiful Amtrak station. We're catching a train to Merced, and then catching a bus in Merced. It's going to take us to Yosemite Valley. We're going to get permits in Yosemite Valley, and then another bus is going to take us from there to Tuolumne Meadows. So straight up planes, trains, automobiles, and sailboats. So far the travel has been pretty seamless. We've still got a lot of moving pieces today. The only hiccup has been my clothing box This has my duffel bag that I put my backpack in for the plane ride, and then some travel clothes. I needed to get it to a post office yesterday. We didn't get off the boat until the post office was already closed, and no one seems to want to take a prepaid or a flat rate box, so I got to figure out how to get this into the hands of the post office somehow. But yeah, lots going on, and we're just gonna hang out and hopefully don't get robbed on this Amtrak platform, and we'll be in Yosemite at some point today. Good times.
For entering the train, Amtrak train 710.
Made it. It's been a long day. We left the hotel this morning at 7. Uber from hotel to train station. Train from Richmond to Merced. Bus from Merced to Little Yosemite Valley, which is about 2.5 hours. And then a very, very short layover in Little Yosemite Valley, where we got our permit from the rangers, and got a quick lunch, and then got on the bus from Little Yosemite Valley to here, where we are now, in Tuolumne Meadows, which is right next to our start point, Lyle Canyon, which we are going to start tomorrow morning. But I thought it was just me, and I felt really good when Joe said something about it, but Tuolumne Meadows is at about 8,000 feet. Keep in mind, we were at sea level this morning. So we're at 8,000 feet above sea level now, and I was huffing and puffing coming up a tiny little hill. So Joe's like, I don't think I'm going to be pushing it too hard tomorrow, so I was good with that. Yeah, we're at the Backpackers Campground here in Tuolumne Meadows, which has got a whole bunch of campers, easily a couple hundred. Lots of people here, but great little campground. We got some dinner at the store down the street. Store's got just about anything you would want if you're trying to resupply or do something like that. They've got the essentials. They have cold malt beverage, so we'll take the creature comforts where we can. We won't always have access to them, so. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of chill out and then go to bed. And then we're going to start hiking tomorrow. So, pretty darn excited. So, we'll see you in the morning. Good times.
1,200 feet of ice on top of Lemberg Dome. The pressure of the ice creates pressure melting. So it hits the bump of Lemberg Dome. That pressure sends water down into the fractures and the grooves and the joints. And with freeze-thaw, it plucks away granite, leaving a very steep side to the dome. That's awesome. My name is John Muir, planting 5 stakes across the McClure, measuring movement of ice downslope an inch per day. Yeah, that's dope. 160 years later, McClure is still sliding. Lyle is stagnant, no longer abiding by glacier laws. Persistent and moving, ice heating up, ain't too grooving.
We are freaking hiking. Awesome, finally. It has been a long time coming, but it felt really good to tie the shoes up and throw the pack on. We got about 200 miles in front of us, leaving the campground at Tuolumne Meadows. And I was telling Joe, this might be our earliest start for a trip ever, because the sun comes up a little after 5. And I think it's around 6:45 now. So very early start, but I think we're gonna need it as Joe and I get acclimated to this altitude. We gotta go find the JMT. We're coming back out to the main road. And yeah, we'll see you out there. Good times. Couple hours in, going strong. It's gonna be hard to get used to this scenery. It's just where you look's a postcard. But taking a quick breather, just a honey of a spot. I was noticing there's lots of folks out on the trail. Because this we share, the John Muir Trail shares with the Pacific Crest Trail, so lots of thru-hikers. And I told Joe, I was like, I kind of feel out of place, not smelling like a gym sock. So we're gonna have to work on that. It's one of those, it's like a badge of honor almost. So we're gonna have to work on our stench, but just can't get enough. Good times. Nice flat valley walking with our rainbows and unicorns is definitely over, and we're on our way up our first climb and headed up to Donahue Pass. I don't know if we're gonna hit it up today or not, but you really never know who you're gonna run into on a trail like this, YouTube celebrities or anything like that. But for those of you that are familiar with As the Crow Flies hiking, these guys need no introduction. Big Fist and Lookout. Pretty darn cool to see some familiar faces. Well, I mean, this is the first time we've actually met, but you know, plenty of videos. So, but very cool to run into them. So, Crow, we're thinking about you.
Yep.
We'll see you out there at some point. Good times.
See you soon.
All right. It's a little before noon, and we've made it to Lyle Fork, which is about 9,600 feet. So we've been coming up steadily. We've still got plenty of climbing, but it's time for some caloric intake and a breather. It's been, we got spoiled first half of today with mostly flat, just walking through the valley. And we've been steadily coming up. And I think we're gonna give it the old college try and go up and over Donahue Pass today. Just to have it behind us. It's only noon. So far we're feeling good. And we got good weather, so we're gonna take the opportunity while we got it. So lunchtime. Making our way up to, we haven't really started going over the pass yet, but we're getting there. Up to 10,000 feet. Views are only gonna get better. Joe made the comment earlier. He's like, well, this is nothing that MST Segment 4 didn't throw at us. While the terrain is equally rocky and hilly.
Rugged and spectacular.
Rugged and spectacular. I think the highest we ever got to on Segment 4 was 3,600 feet. So, just a little higher in elevation. Still beautiful. Still good times.
you remember how I said we had a weather window? They say you can set your watch to these Sierra storms. And we got a little bit of one brewing. I think it's gonna be short-lived, but still a little on the ferocious side. Just absolutely beautiful. Donahue Pass in the books. It was, I think we're at 11,000 feet and some change. And that's Yosemite National Park. And that is Inyo National Forest. So we're leaving the park, entering the National Forest. Although, I thought forests had trees. I mean, I'm no naturalist, but I'm sure we'll see some at some point. But there's a thunderstorm over here that Joe says is moving away from us, so we'll see. But the views don't quit today. It's a heck of a day for a day one. Way to acclimate to elevation by hiking 3,000 feet up. We're gonna go find a place to lay our heads for the night. See you there. Good times. All right, well, we made it to camp, or at least what we think is going to be camp. Pickings were a little slim on a durable surface to set our tents up, but just beautiful scenery today. I did not anticipate doing 15 miles on our first day, but that's what happened. It kind of turned into one of those things where like a Forrest Gump, like, well, we come this far, we might as well. But Donahue Pass was kind of the obstacle to overcome for the day. And we had to commit. We either camp at essentially lunchtime or push over the pass. And now it's a little before 4. So it's a little more manageable for as far as camp time. So I don't feel like we wasted the day. And 15 miles is a lot longer than I thought we were going to get for the day. So pretty stoked, pretty surreal to be out here, to be completely honest. Joe and I were talking about, it doesn't feel real when we were, traveling, and it definitely feels real now. This is it's totally worth it. So we're gonna get shelter and some food, and then probably some good times. on trail. Slightly later start today. Had an awesome night last night. It's kind of in this beautiful valley below Donahue Pass. And just, it looks like something out of The Hobbit, where you'd see some orcs. One furry visitor last night, a little ground squirrel that insisted on seeing what I had in my pack. Joe and I have been very, very deliberate in making sure that anything with a scent, even if it's not food, so hand sanitizer, bug spray, rangers even said ibuprofen, so anything with a scent goes in the bear canister at night, just to keep the critters away from it. So I had nothing of value for this ground squirrel. I would wake up and I'd hear him chewing. And I'm like, hey, trying to scare him away, and shine my light on him a little bit, and that eventually scared him away, but I couldn't figure out what he was chewing on, because I looked at my pack and everything, and couldn't find any damage. Well, I found the damage this morning when I was taking my tent down. My tent stakes have these little loops on the end to help, make it easier to pull them out. And that little jerk had chewed the little rope for the loop, and so it was in shreds. And I was just like, really? Really? I think he was just angry that I didn't have anything for him, so he was gonna leave me a little going away present. But the scenery does not quit. Just so beautiful out here. We're going by Thousand Island Lake and Garnet Lake today, and Thousand Island Lake is supposed to be like one of those postcard worthy spots, so can't wait. Good times. First stop for the day is Island Pass, which is just above Thousand Island Lake. I get made fun of when I say there are no words, but how do you describe that? We're gonna stop here and top off water and then ease on. Been an absolutely spectacular day. Very good times. You can see the tracks or the glaciation scratches in the earth from the glaciers that melted about 12,000 years ago. The ranger said that when the glacier was here, it was roughly 2,000 feet thick. So imagine 2,000 feet of ice on top of all of this. Pretty incredible. Well, it's been an interesting morning. We came down past Thousand Island Lake and made our way to Garnet Lake and found a spot on the north side of the lake for lunch, and then went down to the outflow got water, and now we just finished the climb up. The sun is out. There's not many trees to be had out here, so catch the shade where you can, but still unbelievable. Unbelievably beautiful. Very good times. Making our way down into the valley, and we're just about to Shadow Lake, and that was kind of tentatively where we had planned on camping, and it's just before 2, and I think we got some more hiking in us, so Joe and I agreed we're going to push to Rosalie Lake, which is maybe a mile or 2 past that, but pretty healthy climb. So I think by the time we finish that climb, we're gonna be ready for camp. But yeah, it has been just a gorgeous day. Gotta pinch myself. We're actually doing it. We're actually out here. Very good times. All right. We're a little bit into our climb up to Rosalie Lake. Up there is where we got to go. That is where we came from. And there's my brother patiently waiting. My excuse for stopping was to check the map. So yeah, I just need to check the map. I did not need to rest. But I was telling Joe, at least we're in the shade for this particular climb. Some of these other climbs we've been pretty exposed, so I'll take this. Almost there. Good times. Okay, we made it. It's about 0.8 of a mile and 680 feet of elevation gain. It felt like a lot more than 680 feet. I'm gonna be real honest, but I'm just glad it's over. So we're in the home stretch for the day. We got Rosalie Lake in front of us, and just looking for a campsite now. Very good times. Pictures just don't do this place justice. It's amazing. The places like this in the world still exist. Been kind of a mellow afternoon, and I think it's gonna be an early evening. Got some dinner to make and then probably bed. So we'll see you in the morning. Good times.